A lot of people, when they talk about my case, they say it was at night, he was asleep and this happened. No, I was fully awake. I had just driven out of the house, dropped her off, came back home, fully aware, awake, but I just
lucid.
And I thought I'll just go and lie down and rest up a bit. And as I laid down, within, I'd say less than 5 minutes, I felt like something jumped on the bed, and I felt an indentation on the mattress. And I thought, oh, shit, is that a dog? Is it a cat? That's what I was thinking. But then we didn't have pets at the time. So the only thing I thought of was maybe when I opened the front door to walk in.
You let something in?
Maybe a dog came in, or a dog I'd probably notice, but maybe a cat snuck in. That's my thought process at the time. And as I sat up, I realized that I wasn't under the quilt. I was on top of the covers. And as I went to sit up, this is where it gets a little bit confusing for me, because it's hard to explain, but at the same time, it happened. So I'm going to talk about it. Someone says, oh, I was interested till he talked about this astral thing and I lost, it happened. As I'm sitting up, I saw my astral body, my soul, whatever you want to call it. I saw it come out of me, and I could see, it was like a see-through, transparent image of me. And it sort of was in stages. It was like bang, 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 and sat upright. And as I'm looking at this, I can see an image of me, and then I can see an image of a female straddling me. And I'm like, what am I looking at? And I could see through me, through that image of me, I could see her. And I'm like, what the hell? And then as I sat up, my body and my astral body, my soul, became one again. And as soon as that happened, she put her hands like that behind my head and pulled my head towards her breast, her left breast. And I pushed away. I had put my hands against her body and I pushed away. She pushed me back a second time, pulled me closer and held me tighter.
Can you describe right now what this person looked like that was on your bed with you?
Okay. I didn't know it. Like when I was trying to get that, I wasn't concentrating on her head. I was just focused on trying to push away from her breast, because I'm claustrophobic at the best of times and I couldn't breathe when she buried my face into her. So when I pushed away from her the third time, I struggled. Like I had my hands against her body, but I couldn't push away.
She was strong.
She was so strong, yeah. And eventually I pushed away. And as I pushed away, that's when I looked and I got the whole image of her. And there was this blonde female, milky white skin, like she's never been in the sun. And that's similar to what my mum saw when I was 22 days old, the milky white skin male. And she had, it was thick hair, but it was wispy. It was very thin looking, and as I'm looking at her hair, it didn't look like human hair. Like our human hair's a bit thicker, it fills the hair. This thing looked see-through, almost like fishing line. And her, like the shape of her head, she had huge cheekbones. And at the time I sort of remember Cher, the singer Cher. She's got a longer face. She's got the big
high cheekbones.
And that's what I said, she looked like close enough to Cher's face, like with the features, but not dark like her. Her perfect nose, like perfection, a little bit longer. It was longer than a human nose, but it wasn't a big nose at all. It just suited, because her face was a little bit longer. So it suited her. Her lips were normal mouth, normal lips.
Her eyes?
The eyes caught my attention. That's what blew me away, her eyes. I don't know if because when I pushed away from her, she was shocked and she had that, expression on her face where her eyes opened up a bit more. But her eyes looked, 2 to 3 times bigger than a human eyes, and the most beautifulest blue I have ever seen. My partner now, she keeps trying to find the blues, and she's come close, but not exactly. But it was just, the eyes took me. I couldn't believe the color of her eyes, and like she had her pupils were blue, and then it faded into a lighter blue where they should be white. And so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, how did you get into my room? Like, how did you get in here? Who are you? You know, where are you from? Who
and
are you?
she's naked,
completely naked.
And you describe, I think, in the book, like much taller than you, it would seem.
She was, yeah.
Although she was sitting on her calves, so to speak, or like kind of straddling you.
Straddling me, almost like a kneeling,
sitting on her legs type.
And when she pulled me towards her breast, she had easily
a head over you.
Easily, yeah, head over me. And
so maybe 7 feet tall, roughly.
Say so, yeah. I'd say so.
Okay.
And perfect body.
Yeah.
Some people make fun of my description of that she had, you know, really well-proportioned breasts.
Yeah.
And where she came from, I didn't use this term. Bill Chalker and others did. It's as if there was no gravity where she lived.
Right, I see.
And you know, her breasts weren't droopy or lower down, they were jetting out.
Yeah.
And I hate doing this because someone's go, oh, you know, he did this with
obviously
his hands. But
obviously people are going to, you know, extrapolate anything they want from this. But,
yeah,
you know, being honest about what that description is, I think provides the best, you know, data for the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my story and what I saw to make people, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and as I'm looking at her, I'm looking down at her body, and I noticed that she didn't have a belly button. And that freaked me out a bit. Yeah, I was like, well, I didn't know anything about cloning at the time. And Dolly the sheep hadn't been cloned by that stage.
No.
The Raelians were claiming that they were going to clone a baby and ended up, they said they did it eventually. That all came just after. And I didn't know much about cloning or what a clone would look like. But when a panel of researchers, 12 of them actually sat down with me for about 6 hours and questioned, you know, the hell out of the whole thing. And I remember saying to them, she didn't have a belly button. And they said, what do you mean? Like, I said, I don't know, but whoever made them for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I was suggesting that they made them to have
some type of intercourse
to create life.
Or like a training doll or something, or
well, this is when it gets
even more strange.
Well, the training, you know, someone showing something or teaching someone. So I'm looking down, I see she's got no belly button, and I notice on the right side of the bed, but towards the corner of the bed, like at the end of the bed, was an Asian-looking female, and she was sitting. You know how, like in the school photo, how you take a photo and you'd have your hands on your knees, like that, and on your top of your knees. She was sitting on her calves with her legs folded under her, and she had her hands like that. Black hair, page boy style haircut, dark hair, Asian looking, but in the eyes, I mostly saw black, but I saw a little bit of white on the edges.
Giant pupils, giant. Sort of iris and pupils. Black.
And one had, the blonde one had blue, bright blue, and this one had dark eyes. And she just looked like she was in a trance. Like
not tall?
No, not as tall as
normal
the blonde.
Height.
Yeah, not as tall as the blonde. And the way she was sitting down, her skin tone was dark skin, a lot darker than the other one. Obviously, the other one I don't think had been in the sun at all. And the way she was sitting, her stomach looked like she might have been pregnant, or she might have been a
bit of a pot belly.
A little bit of, not too much, but there was a bit of a belly there. And I don't know why I thought, she looks pregnant.
Interesting.
It just could have been that she had a little bit of, weight on her. And she was just like in a trance, just watching, looking at the blonde female and watching what's going on. I don't know if she was the teacher or if she was the student. But someone was showing someone how to do something.
You had that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and when she pushed me towards her breast the third time, and I'm trying to push away, I couldn't do it. And my face is buried in her breast. So my defensive action, and people have a go at me about this, but they don't realize I'm claustrophobic. My face gets buried in her breast. I'm trying to push
You're
away from
panicking.
her. I couldn't. I panicked. I couldn't breathe. I was struggling to breathe. So I didn't take a bite. People say, "Oh, what type of person is he?" I didn't take a bite. I took I pinched with my teeth. I just sort of pinched her skin, and I did feel something hit the back of my throat. And as soon as it hit the back of my throat, and I thought it might have been a bit of flesh, as soon as it hit the back of my throat, it was like I had just drank acid, and it was burning the back of my throat so bad. And but I looked at her, and she was in complete shock. That's why her eyes opened up so wide. And she instantly looked at the other one, and I'm looking at her breast, and I can see there's no blood, there's no cut, there's no damage, nothing at all. And sometimes I think I was given something. It might have been a tablet or something, because at the end of it all, I had a erection for 6 hours, and it was the most painful erection I've ever had. 6 hours of it. I don't know if anyone's been through it before, but it is painful. And so yeah, I swallow this thing, and I just started coughing, and I'm looking down, I'm coughing my guts like it was just burning me. And as I look back up at them, the blonde one looks at the Asian, and I didn't hear them talking, I felt them talking, and it was telepathic, and it was, he's done this, something's gone wrong, he's done this wrong, this isn't like the last time, he's done this wrong. And I'm like, she's like, something's gone wrong. She kept repeating that. And I'm like, again, it's like this thing of, what fucking last time?
Yeah.
Like, I keep hearing this as if it's happened before, but I had no memory of anything happening with these females before.
Sure.
So yeah, there was telepathic communication between them, and then there was the blonde communicated directly with me. And it was very rapid, very quick, but I understood everything she said. And it was in English, like it wasn't some language that I couldn't understand.
This was actual words?
No, this is telepathy. Yeah. This is, it's like her thinking, and I can tell what she's thinking.
Okay.
And it was things like basically telling me that my marriage or my family life would end sometime in the future, that I wouldn't be married, to the same person forever. And I knew that it'd be around 2015, 2016. And there was even a time given to me where, this is 1992, and she said in 25 years, I got this thing where information was coming that there are portals all around the world. And in the next 20 to 25 years, they'll start activating and coming to life, and that we'll see beings and creatures come to our side that we'd never seen before. And
so that would put it around 2017.
2017. And my breakup in my marriage was December 2016.
Wow.
So a couple of weeks. It was actually the second week in December, just before Christmas.
Were you receiving this on purpose? Or was this just like sort of mirror image of like your timeline that you were like getting, or were you like, was she purposely giving you information? Do you think
it's purposely giving me
really?
Information. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
what purpose do you think?
I think to prepare me for it.
Oh, interesting.
I think just to, yeah. So, but as she's talking to me and she's saying to me, your marriage or your family life will end at this time. And she actually pointed to her stomach. She touched her stomach and then went like that, pointed to the sky. And I didn't read much into it at the time. But then later on, when I'm thinking about it, I thought, oh, is she talking about, carrying a child and it's going to be born up there?